And we are live. Quan Big Guns, if you are just a straight up hater, AJ is naturally gifted. He doesn't need steroids. Well, listen, I tell anybody, if you haven't been busted with steroids, don't associate yourself with steroids. It's simple. A lot of people talk that shit. A lot of people take supplements, and understand something about supplements. Supplements could easily be performance enhancing drugs. It just really depends on who makes it legal and who doesn't. Okay. I remember the Oleksandr Povetkin scandal when a supplement that he always took turned into a performance enhancing drug. And it turned into one because I guess people or the committee said it was. And because they said it was, that's what it is. Okay. There we go. Usyk has speed, angles, and quick footwork over Fury. Fury has reach, switching stances, double jab, check hook, heart, on the fly adjustments, clinch, and power over Usyk. Will be a good fight anyway. Huh. Interesting. Robert Jacob with that counter punch. Michael Lawrence, Lennox would be the Ukraine man and AJ easy. You know what I noticed about Lennox Lewis, though? We're going to keep it a buck. You guys understand why Vitaly Klitschko and Lennox Lewis was such a competitive fight? Was because Lennox Lewis was fighting somebody his own size. I think Lennox Lewis had trouble fighting guys his size or bigger. Not saying he didn't knock them flat on their ass, because he did it to Michael Grant. Michael Grant was like 6'8". Michael Grant was like Tyson Fury's height. That's why I would always pick Lennox Lewis over Tyson Fury, because Michael Grant was that same size, and Michael Grant threw everything that he possibly could at Lennox Lewis, and Lennox Lewis wiped it forward. Took that shit, ate it like a hamburger, Big Mac, no sides, no drink, and gave it back at him, and he couldn't take it. Okay? That's it. You know, but like Usyk, I think he's better at fighting smaller guys, but I think Usyk can adjust as well. So it would be a real tough match. We're going to do the tell of the tape when we get 100 in here. I know we got about 50. Hit that like button. Quan Big Guns, I think Lennox beats Fury, but versus Usyk is a good fight. Lennox versus Holyfield was a good fight. Well, the second one was a good fight. The first one was bullshit. Lennox Lewis beat the shit out of Holyfield, even though I was rooting for Holyfield because I didn't like Lennox Lewis. It didn't have anything to do with nationality and none of that shit. Modern Key Boxing coming in with that $2 love. What's great, Counterpunch? What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. You guys subscribe to Major Key Boxing, Major King Boxing. Counterpunch to you. Let's see. Usyk has that to an abundance. Well, let's go back to you, Robert Jacob. Usyk has speed, angles, good footwork over Fury. Fury has reach. He does have reach. Switching stances. I mean, that could be very, very beneficial for Tyson. Double jab, check hook, hard on the fly adjustments, clinch, and power over Usyk. See, I don't really know if he has power over Usyk. I know he's a big guy, and I know when you get hit by a big guy, you know, certain things happen. But they're all big men. They're all big men. Usyk's what, 225, 230 now? Tyson Fury's 270, 275, 267, you know, 256. Like, he comes in at different weights. He's a big dude. Right? So they're all big. But power over Usyk, I don't know. I mean, I'm not convinced that Tyson Fury is this huge power puncher. I just really question the guys that he hit and beat up. You know, everybody's praising Derek Chisora, but you have to keep in mind that Derek Chisora is a guy that's familiar with Tyson Fury. So if Tyson Fury was all of a sudden this huge puncher, he went to Crunk's gym and he got it in and he was able to sit down on those shots and he was able to get in there and just be dominant versus how he used to be. Why did he get Derek Chisora out of there early? And Derek Chisora wasn't nowhere. He didn't drop Derek Chisora. Yes, he hurt him. Yes, he rocked him a few times, but he hit Derek Chisora with every possible thing that he could hit him with. I don't think he hits harder than Joshua. I just don't. He's just not that dude. I don't think he is that guy. Okay, everybody knew Dillian White was subject to uppercuts. He was vulnerable to uppercuts. So I don't see what the deal is about that. And the same punching power he had was probably the same punching power someone like Oscar Rivas had. Oscar Rivas is a smaller dude, though. So it's not like devastating knockout power. He has power. And I'm not saying Tyson Fury doesn't have power. What I'm saying is, I don't think that power is increased to that point. So I don't really look at that as a plus. I just see two big men that know how to punch. And if you know how to punch with the right punch placement, the right angles, you know what I mean? Be in the right position when you catch a person. I think that all that matters, right? I think that's the better or the biggest factor over, hey, he's just this huge puncher because he's bigger. No, I don't think that at all. Mike Tyson fought bigger, Rock, Marciano, etc. Fury is a bum, Sean Watts. I wouldn't say that at all. Age counts. Would you tell Fury to his face he's a bum? I don't think you would, especially coming out of one of those pubs. You imagine telling Tyson Fury you a bum, coming out of one of those pubs and he drunk? He already kicked the shit out of a taxi. You guys remember that? What you think he's going to do to you? Tyson Fury be ready to slap the shit out of you and pay you for doing so. He ain't going to ignore you on that, you know? See, here's the problem, though. The problem with public incidents is now people have so many accesses to cameras and surveillance and shit like that. So if you do start some shit with somebody somewhere will see it. All they got to do is find the person that had the camera that has the feed and get it. Get that footage. And that's your ass, right? You know? Unfortunately, time machines don't exist and Fury is still number one. Fury is not number one. Fury is one of the best. He will be number one when he beats Usyk because Usyk beat Joshua. Tyson beat Wilder. At that point, you can only assume that one or two of those guys are the best. You can't call Tyson Fury the best. You can say he's one of the best. Kurt, another day, another live, my man. Michael Manning, absolutely, man. I'm on the grind, baby. I got to do it, man. Yes, would tell Fury he's a bum to face, no problem. Usyk work rate sets him apart from other fighters. He's smaller, he can do more, he's more active, he has more stamina. I think that will be a problem to anybody that he faces. If they don't hurt him, their size doesn't mean shit. If they're not able to hurt him, because he's able to fight guys like Joe Joyce, like Anthony Joshua. Those guys are big guys. People forget. He's been in there with those guys. Usyk beats Joe Joyce. I still want to see it, though, because I think Joe Joyce is a pressure guy, and I think Joe Joyce believes, you know, and Joe Joyce is like Derek Chisora. He'll know what to do. Okay, Joe Joyce is not going to hesitate. Joe Joyce is not going to sit there and think about what he wants to do. Joe Joyce is going to go in there and do it. And I think that's why Derek Chisora was successful against Oleksandr Usyk. So it will be a very, very intriguing fight. Be very interesting. Andre Robert. Greetings from afar. TBE or TBV supposed to have Solomon on today, looks like. That's cool. Shout out to the boxing voice, old Ness and company. Neither one has one hit KO power for the most part, but Fury has more weight to lay on his punches. So I feel that he can knock Usyk around more than his with punches. I think he can knock Usyk around. I think he can dictate Usyk if he's able to control him with his size. And when I mean size, I don't mean his punches. I mean his actual size. See, if you're a bigger guy, you know, like, look, I know how to do a particular thing. I know how to get this guy out of there. I know how to lean on this guy. I know how to dictate what he's going to do by me physically handling him. It's like this. Tyson Fury should do Oleksandr Usyk like Jeff Hearn did Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was more talented, southpaw, and all that good shit, right? But what couldn't he do? He could not deal with the awkwardness and really the physicalities of Jeff Hearn because Jeff Hearn made it a dirty, nasty ass fight. That's how Tyson Fury beats Oleksandr Usyk. In a nutshell. But you're right. Neither of them have like one punch knockout power. I don't. No, I don't. Nearly had him out in the first round. Kurt, I've been thinking about that too because Fury whooped Chisora. However, Usyk made Chisora do the chicken dance once. So maybe Usyk has more pop than Fury. I don't know if they have more pop than Fury. And you know what? I don't care. I don't really care if Usyk hits harder. I don't care if Tyson hits harder than Usyk. What I'm saying is they both hit hard enough to hurt each other. They're heavyweights. So if they're heavyweights, this is what you're going to deal with. If a guy catches you in the right position, with the right counter, with a punch you don't see, punch you don't see coming, those punches you don't see will hurt you more than the punches you do. Because a lot of times, if you look at someone with a slow-mo and they're throwing and they know they're about to get countered, you can see them already bracing for the punch. Still get hit with the shit, but they know it was coming. If they know it was coming, they know, okay, boom, it's a psychological thing. You know something's coming, you're bracing for it. You're preparing for it. Not something you're like, bow! You don't see that shit at all. You're like, oh, damn, where'd that come from? That's a totally different feeling, and you're going to have a totally different reaction. Fury is a joke as a heavyweight. Sean Watts, I don't know. Don't hate on Tyson like that. He ain't a joke as a heavyweight. This fight will determine Usyk's legacy as a heavyweight. We'll know how great he really is. Yeah, we'll know how good he really is. By knowing how good he really is showing how great he is. But by saying we'll see how great he is, you're already putting him in that great category. You already look at him as doing some great shit because he's already done great things in his career. 20 fights, 13 KOs, no losses, no draws. He's already been there, okay? For the windows to the walls. Bars! Anybody hitting you over 18 stones is going to hurt. Tom Dobbs, counterpunching you, baby. That's how it is. Anybody. Fury has an amazing engine, though, and has freakish stamina for someone that size. Steven Southwick, I'm not really convinced that he does. He was gassing out with Wilder. They look like two sloppy people past 7 and 8. It's just Tyson knows when to rest based on the experience, based on when to hold and when to fold. He already knew, like, look, Wilder's not going to press anybody. You just have to be prepared or be aware of the right hand. As long as you're aware of the right hand, you don't he's not gonna be like a Brian Jennings. He's not gonna be a guy that comes at you and makes you work and pushes you and comes at you. He's not gonna do that. That's not Wilder at all. Wilder is his eyes wide up. When you see Wilder's eyes light up, you know, okay, let me fucking slip, dip, move, dodge, duck, or dodge. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you have to be. He's not a pressure fighter. This motherfucker's a sniper. Snipers don't pressure fight you. They catch you from a long distance, people. So Tyson, people don't understand. You guys are making your diagnosis of who Tyson Fury is based on the opponents that he's fought recently. And you say, oh, he has a good gas tank. I don't think he does. I think he's good at what he has because he's able to rest when he knows he needs to rest in between exchanges. Why do you think Tyson holds so much? Do you really think Tyson's holding that much because he's trying to wear down his opponent? Could be, but it's more to reason than that. He wants to do so because he is able to rest. He's able to rest. He's able to lean his head down. And then when he's doing that, he can always just throw a shot and wake you up. And then soon, if you got somebody, let's say you get to round 9 fighting a professional fighter. And that professional fighter is able to hold you. Then he leans in on you. Then he uppercuts you at the same time. Let's say he does that 7 times that round. Do you think that's not going to affect you? Of course it will. Of course it will affect you. Okay? It's going to affect you. You're going to be like, damn, this motherfucker hit me. And he does it before the ref can get over there. So you better hope you have one of those Kenny Bayless motherfuckers that jumps in after every break. How's it do it? Break. Right? So that's that, man. I think Tyson, not saying he doesn't have stamina. I think Tyson Fury's good at resting on the break. You know, and I think he has a science to it. Hit, hold, hit, breathe, relax, rest, repeat, break, continue. That's him. Fury #1 heavyweight, that is facts. That's not facts, Billy. You beat one fucking guy 3 times, that doesn't make you the best. I'm sorry. You fight your mandatory, you defend your title. That means you're a reigning and defending WBC champion. What that means for Tyson Fury is, for the first time in his life, in his career, he's actually been a champion and he's actually defended himself being a champion. That's facts. Not the shit you're swinging. He's the best. That's facts. No, that's your opinion that you're trying to base as fact. Okay? Because he ain't fought Joshua. He ain't fought Usyk. He ain't fought Ruiz. He ain't fought anybody else. Who has he fought? Vladimir 7 fucking years ago. Or now 8, right? Yeah. Then you fight Wilder to a draw. Wilder fought Luis Ortiz. Right? Okay, and then what happens? What happens after that? Right? Then fights Dillian Whyte. Where was Dillian Whyte ranked? #1 WBC. What does that mean? That means he took out his opponent that needed to be taken out because he was obligated a shot. He deserved a shot, and Tyson Fury gave him a shot. Okay? And then after that, who did he fight? A guy that he beat twice already, just like Wilder. So, again, where are we really at, people? All right? So that Tyson Fury's the best shit, I just debunked it. If you listen to anything I just said. Counterpunch. Moving on. Usyk is a proven boxer at heavyweight, but a knockout heavyweight? Absolutely not. No. But see, you don't have to be a knockout heavyweight. You don't. You don't have to be a knockout heavyweight to be a proven one. You're just not a knockout artist. See, this is the problem. People are so used to people giving you these showcase viral clips and performances based on lower opposition to the point that you feel that these guys need to do that shit each and every time. You're comparing Usyk to a person like Wilder, and they are two different beasts. And it's not fair to any of them. You know, because people just, you know what it is? I mean, people are really full of bravado. People are really full of this, man, who can hit harder? In boxing, who really gives a fuck? Ernie Shavers could get hit harder than George Foreman and Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and Sonny Liston. He could hit harder than all those motherfuckers. But you know what he was, unlike those guys? Champion. He was never a champion. Those other guys were. So I ask you, what fucking difference does it make for you being the hardest puncher? Because this is not, you hold still, I'm going to knock your fucking face off, then I'm going to hold still, and I'm going to let you do the same to me. What difference does it make? That's not boxing. Boxing is defending yourself and being able to hit someone without being hit. Counterpunch. So everybody's like, well, yeah, he's proven at heavyweight, but he's no knockout artist. Like, you saying it like it's a bad thing. You're just talking about another motherfucker. You're not talking about Usyk. We know Usyk's not a knockout artist. So what? He gets the job done each and every time for 20 particular fights and hundreds of amateur fights. And some of them he used no headgear like he did with Joe Joyce. So what do you think about that? And everybody's scared of Joe Joyce now. Usyk wouldn't. Oh, and by the way, they were heavyweights at the time. Usyk was 217. That's a heavyweight. Joe Joyce was 230. That's also a heavyweight. Counterpunch. Let's base and talk some facts, people. Everybody talking about that Usyk little shit. He's smaller than a heavyweight that everybody's perception is to perceive as a standard now. But it's not heavy. I will be glad when all these big motherfuckers go. You know why? Because I'm sick of people talking about 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", even 6'5", being fucking small. That is not small. I'm 6'2". I'm not fucking small. Compared to another fucking guy I am, but that other guy is an anomaly. You know? Because people's perception, like, people are naturally bigger now. No. Just at this particular point in time, we have a plethora of guys that happen to be over 6'5". You got 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". That's what we have. That's what we have. And what's really being proven, people, that being that big doesn't make you superior. It doesn't. Hey, and Usyk, he's proven that now, but that ain't only been the case in this era. How about the era before the last era? How about the Holyfield era? Holyfield. How about Tyson? Tyson was fighting motherfuckers in the 80s was much bigger than him. You think that motherfucker, Blood Mitch Green, you think he was a small dude? He was a big bastard. The big pimp looking fucking dude. Right? That he fucking socked and shit and all that. He went this way and then he called him out in the street and all that shit. If you guys don't know, they got in an altercation outside of the ring or whatever, but they did fight. But Mike Tyson was the representation of some fighter that's 5'9", 5'10", was able to get in and do his damn deal and do the damn thing. And he wasn't big at all. But neither was Holyfield either. And Holyfield wasn't even respected of being a heavyweight. So people shit all on people that are 6'2", except Tyson. Because Tyson was loved because he was smaller. Tua got fat. Poor bastard. Loved David Tua, but he got fat. Tua was like, if he stayed at 220, where his ass probably needed to stay, he would have been okay. Bars. But he didn't. And because he didn't, he lost a lot of fights I feel that he should have won because he should have been more of a worker bee / knockout artist. But that's what happens with people with this devastating power. They think and they feel that all I need to do is hit him with that one shot, and I don't need to do the work. I don't need to do the road work. I don't have to do my homework. I don't have to get this guy out of here. I don't have to go to the body. I don't have to cut the ring off. I just got to hit him with that one shot. So you go round and round and round after round after round after round. And then guess what? If you run out of rounds, guess what? You lose. Because you haven't done anything besides wait and wish on a hope and a prayer for one fucking shot. But the point I'm trying to make, people, is when you're dealing with heavyweights, the heavyweight standard was what? 6'2", 6'3". You know, I mean, and even that was probably above average. Yeah. You know, the old Mongoose, Rocky Marciano, those guys were small. They weren't really heavyweights in the standard of today, but they fought heavyweights. You think Rocky Marciano is looked at any different because he was small? Yeah, he did, but then people still loved him because what? He was a knockout artist. But what didn't he do? He didn't quit. He always kept forward. He got his nose broke. He got dropped. He kept coming. Wilder would do Joshua. Wilder would do anybody because Wilder has the shot and the mentality and the confidence to do it with one shot. Okay? That one punch thrown, that one punch landed. That's all he needs. No matter what it comes back to, Fury versus Wilder, AJ is shite. Usyk beat a slow robot. John Large, stiff robot. Has Joshua ever fought Wilder or Fury? No. And see, you're calling him a bum compared to what? The fighters that he's fought? He's only legitimately lost to one guy that he didn't beat. And that's Usyk. He just did it twice. So you're saying, oh, well, he's a stiff robot. I mean, you're just hating on Joshua, just like, you know, the people are hating on Fury. I mean, everybody gets their picks and chooses. Whatever. But I mean, I can see right through the bullshit when comments like that are being made because you're talking about, like saying, oh, Tyson is shit. Tyson is shite. Tyson is the best. Usyk's too small. Anthony's a stiff robot. I'm like, okay, well, he's a stiff robot compared to who? So you're making the fucking fighters that beat him look bad because if they're so shitty, what makes them so good? Ooh, didn't think about that shit, did you guys? Counterpunch. Sean Watts, Usyk ain't hit canvas. Not in the pros, he has not. In the amateurs, he has. But we can say the same thing about Joyce. You're calling a fight later on today. Man, I would want to. I'm looking for the feed. In this area, I can't get ESPN. Fuck. I will do the recap. I will have someone watching it for me, blow for blow, toe to toe. But I don't know if I will go live. I don't know. So stay tuned for that, guys. I do apologize in advance that I wanted to cover Shaw versus Ajagba, but I'm unable to because this fucking TV and this Airbnb doesn't supply ESPN. Fury, Wilder, a one-sided trilogy. I prefer Holyfield Bow. Fury, Wilder, one-sided trilogy. Well, I can't call that a one-sided trilogy because, I mean, Wilder dropped him twice, bro. He caught him that one good time, and Fury was still hurt after he got up, so he had to fall down again. So he had to do he had to pull some kamikaze shit like, fuck that, I'm going down. Right? So I can't, look, trilogy fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury was one of the best fights in 2021. If you're saying it's not, you're just hating. And that's a fight, people, to this record, and you've heard me say, I didn't want to see. I didn't need to see that fight. Nobody really needed to see it because it went against the progress of boxing. But what was apparent, the apparent thing was they had a rematch clause. Wilder wanted his rematch. Wilder wanted his redemption. Wilder wanted to get some get back. But guess what? Guess what? At the end of the day, he got that. So counterpunch the fucking Deontay Wilder. Because Tyson Fury may or may not have planned to fight Joshua. But I don't really know if he really wanted to fight Joshua. I think maybe Tyson, this is what I think happened with Tyson in that incident. Tyson was convinced that he didn't have to fight Deontay Wilder, which no surprise, people, because Deontay Wilder got beat. He got beat fair and fair, but Tyson Fury has never had to uphold any other fucking obligations. He didn't have to worry about drug tests, fuck them belts, fuck the WBC, fuck the WBA, no, I'm sorry, fuck the WBA, fuck the IBF, fuck the WEO, fuck all that. I don't need to do any of that. I'll leave all those belts alone. You can't make me fight Vladimir Klitschko again. Do you guys understand that? Tyson Fury lived in a world of rebellion. If you guys want to know the truth about Tyson Fury did whatever the fuck Tyson Fury wanted to do. Let me snort some coke. Let me slam some fucking broads. Let me do whatever. Let me get drunk at a ring. Let me jump in there with Deontay Wilder, which was the WBC champion at the time. I think he was, right? Let me do my thing. Bars. That is Tyson Fury. Or that was Tyson Fury. I can beat Vladimir. I don't have to rematch him. Fuck him. Oh, mental health issue. Mental. Shit's not hard, not right now. I'm thinking about suicide. Mental health. Right? He didn't have to do any of that. And he tried the same shit in 2020/2021. Now, to be fair, he did want a fight in 2020. But Bob Arum, Frank Warren, Al Heyman were all in agreement that in 2020, after Deontay Wilder's first defeat, and he loses the WBC strap, that fight wasn't fit to be made. Why? Because the money wasn't there because of the pandemic. That's what happened. And then Bob, that the contract is expired, so it doesn't matter. It's not valid. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. Right? So they thought that fight, okay, this is what it is. So what they did, Eddie Hearn jumped to the shit, fly all around the world trying to get a fight with Anthony Joshua, because he got his belts back, right? Tyson Fury is now the WBC, also another Brit. So guess what? Let's do this shit. Bars. Guess what? They let Eddie Hearn do all the work. They didn't help this motherfucker. Old ass Frank, older ass Bob, sit back and watch Eddie Hearn run all the way around the world and try to get shit done. And what did they do? They watched him and they criticized him. They criticized that motherfucker like the Pharisees in the Bible. That's what they did. He's not gonna do anything. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's nothing like his father, Barry,
said Frank. Okay. So that's what that was. And I think what Tyson Fury did was he was like, you know what? Bob's smart. Bob knows his shit. I ain't had to fight any other rematch. So why not? Right? And I think if I do have to fight Wilder, mind you, keep in mind, I'll fight Wilder. But I think right when he thought that he was going to fight Joshua, he couldn't. I don't think Tyson knew. I think because I don't see Tyson coming out calling Prince Khalid saying, "Oh, hey, yeah, dude, I do have the money. The fight's a go. Shut the fuck up, sit down, and fucking wait." Right? Well, after that conversation, he comes on. This is him.
Hello, guys. I'm just letting you know I just got off the phone with Prince Khalid. He is letting me know that the money's in the bank and we're going for an all-British showdown in Saudi Arabia, baby! Let's go, Joshua! You don't, sir. Bodybuilder.
Right? And then they shut that shit down. Because I think Bob knew. I think Bob knew more than he let on. I think he knew, and I think he knew more than anybody else. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Let's move forward. I heard Joyce calling out AJ just like Waleem did. Why didn't they offer AJ a contract instead of mouthing off on social media? Well, okay, here's the thing. I want people to understand something about contracts. The B side, the guys that are not dominant, don't offer shit unless they have investors to give them something to offer with. You think Joe Joyce, you think Otto Wallin, do you think those guys, someone that is promoted by Dimitri Salita, like Otto Wallin is, or Frank Warren with Joe Joyce, offered fucking Joshua anything? No! Hades, no! Listen, the A side has the money. They are the ones that make the offer. Plain and simple. That's why I couldn't understand, like, okay, if Team Usyk has already signed their deal, like, well, that meant something had to be sent, right? That's what I don't understand. So I'm like, okay, a contract was sent or it wasn't. Or did you just make a verbal agreement that you wanted to fight and everything is done on your end? Meaning when whatever comes through that you're really willing to sign, but you said everything is signed, so you had to sign something. We're not fucking idiots, people. We heard what, was it Oleksandr Usyk? Right? So I don't get that. Usyk goes your backyard and destroys. Yeah, he'll do that. That's what he does. But so was Tyson Fury. Don't get it twisted. Outside of Wilder, I don't see another heavyweight with power to trouble Joyce. Outside of Wilder? Listen, Steven, let me counterpunch you real quick, okay? Joe Joyce said as of hours ago that Anthony Joshua has good power. Okay? He has very good power. So anybody that says he has very good power has to know that he has power, right? So I wouldn't say that at all. He didn't say Daniel Dubois didn't have power. He just didn't want to get hit with flush shots. See, here's the difference. I don't think Joseph Parker has power like a Daniel Dubois. I think he has good power, but it's not that Joshua Dubois, like he doesn't have that type of power. I think really Joseph Parker is really misused. He's misinterpreted as a boxer. His thing, I think he should be a smaller fighter that he needs to worry and work on angles, boxing ability, and speed versus let me get fucking bigger eating hams and shit with fucking pineapple on them and getting all fat and out of shape and 10, 20 pounds over the desired weight that I know that I can move properly to make a certain type of performance. So I think Joseph Parker's another guy that, I don't think you're not a knockout artist. Not saying he can't knock the fuck out of you. I mean, it's in his blood. Come on, bro. But I don't think that he's like this knockout guy. I think he should focus on other attributes because I think he's better at it because we've seen him outbox Andy Ruiz. We've seen him move and slip and dip. We've seen him drop Dillian White. We've seen him getting some hell of a fights. We've seen him come back against Derek Chisora after everybody knows that Derek Chisora was fucking robbed against him. Right? We know that. So Joseph Parker, I don't think he's like those guys. But guess what? Saying all that, people, because Joseph Parker just got stopped by who? Joe Joyce. That's the eye on the prize. So keep our eye on Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce was able to take those shots from Joseph Parker. I don't think he could have took those flush fucking shots from a guy like Daniel Dubois all night long. He might have taken one or two, but he was weary of shots. And if Joe Joyce tells you that Anthony Joshua has good power, that means he respects that man's power from how he was punched by that man. Okay, so you're saying, I don't see anybody outside of Wilder. Listen, this is boxing, bro. More important, this is heavyweight boxing. Don't dare say any shit like that. That's just a tactless, fucking premature response based off folklore. Because you're thinking, nobody can knock out Joyce except Wilder. No. You don't know who the fuck could knock out Joyce. You know what I mean? Joyce has stopped Joseph Parker. He's stopped who else? He's beat up Danny Dubois, which was a major, he stopped a major potential climbing opponent, right? Which is now a WBA regular heavyweight. Make that shit make sense. Right? Brian Jennings, Bermain Stavern, Carlos Takam, who else? Who else did Joe Joyce beat up? That's really all I can think of right now. But I mean, those guys, were, like Carlos Takam was pretty solid. And he got caught with, Carlos Takam is a pretty solid fighter. Robert Jacob. If Chisora can cut off the ring on Usyk and give him problems, then Fury will be able to with his long-legged strides, but Fury will box him better and clinch him better. I see the analogy of people saying, well, hey, if Chisora can grab Usyk and bash him around, why can't Tyson Fury? I'm going to simply answer this question easily to you guys. The clinch on the way they attack are totally different. Tyson Fury depends more on people because he's taller. Derek Chisora crowds you, and he's being short. He's mostly shorter than people. So for a person that's shorter, they're easily more able and have the ability to get up under you versus a person that's taller to come down and hug on you. Let me give you this analogy, right? You guys remember how AJ and Andy Ruiz looked so fucking kind of weird? Like it wasn't quite a puzzle piece that you really did saw. Like it was like okay, when Anthony Joshua tried to grab Andy, like his head was here, so it's kind of awkward. So it was almost like he had him in a headlock. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he could hold him successfully. I think Tyson Fury, he'll grab you like that polar bear shit he does. But I don't think Usyk is that type of dude. Tyson Fury is not a cut off the ring type of guy because he's not really a brawler. Not saying he can't brawl, because he does get in trenches and he does sit down on punches. But we've seen it with guys like Wilder. Wilder doesn't have that shit. He doesn't have an inside game. He doesn't know how to slip and dip on the inside. If you go and you get that close to mid-range with Wilder, you know what you're going to do when you throw an uppercut or a left hook? You're going to land. How? Why? Because he doesn't have anything to offer in the inside, people. He doesn't have anything to offer. Okay? So when Tyson Fury, though, when he grabs you, he's going to come over you. He's going to crowd over you. He's not going to cut you off and like Jared Chisora. He's not. I don't see him doing that. But I have seen him spar. I've seen him get rough with guys like Tommy Fury, which is what, 6'2"? How tall is Tommy Fury? His brother, 6'1", 6'2", right? And he's able to do that, throw these punches on the inside. It's going to be very intriguing to me because we know Tyson Fury does have that ability. But if he thinks all I have to do is grab Usyk on the inside, Usyk is going to spin out. Just like Malik Scott said, and he made perfect sense. Usyk is not going to allow himself to get in corners because he knows that's where Tyson Fury does the most damage. That's where he's more effective. He's more effective when he gets you in a situation where you can't defend yourself and only he can punch you. How do you do that? Corner him or catch him in the corner and beat the shit out of him by grabbing him and hitting him and holding him and hitting him again and doing that same thing. Pretty soon you're going to have a headache, people. You're going to have a headache. Outside of Wilder, I already did that one. Wilder was 210 pounds in the first fight and hurt Fury. Ryan, that means he didn't need to be fucking 230 or 240. That was the dumb move. Callum Madison, you're probably right. Joyce likes a bit of clout and not patient enough for paperwork. I think Fury ducking Usyk. If he doesn't fight him, he ducked him. That's all I'm gonna say. He ducked him, and they found another opponent easier. And if it's Joe Joyce, it's gonna be Joe Joyce. But if it's anybody else, the heavyweight division, I'm going to tune off for a while. I'm making a lot of heavyweight videos, if you guys notice. But if Tyson Fury don't fucking fight Usyk, and it is not because of injury, and it's not because of something like that in that ballpark, I'm going to turn off the heavyweight division for a long time. I'm not going to make a fucking Fury video. I'm not going to make a Usyk video. I'm not going to do any of that because those guys are not fighting. This year is for coverage of the people that are intending to fight. Okay? Not, hey, I said this over internet, but I'm not going to fight you. I'm tired of the Gervonta Tank Davis show. But he's supposed to fight Ryan Garcia. Same shit goes for him. That's why, if you guys notice, for a long time, I did not cover lightweight at all. Because I'm like, you know what? Those guys are talking a bunch of bullshit. What do we have? We had Kambosos, Teofimo. Then we had Devin Haney and Kambosos. We had that 2 times. But, I mean, far few in between from 2021 to 2022. How many fights did we really see in the lightweight division that meant a damn? Not a lot. Not enough. That's why I didn't really cover it like that. Now, of course, if a fight's on, yeah, I'm down to cover it because that's what I do, people. That's what you're supposed to do. Being a boxing fan, being a sports commentator, and being a content creator. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to cover the fights that people are actually having, that actually are being made. Right? 3 years, saying Wilder. We'll probably never see Tyson Fury get tested with a heavyweight contender that is the complete package close to his size because there's not any. That's easy. I don't piss him off about that. I'm not going to get mad because someone has attributes over someone else. He's that good. He's big. He's good. He's fast. He's talented. He has ring IQ. That's Tyson Fury. What are you going to do about it? What you can do about it is find somebody that can beat him. If you can't, praise him. Don't hate on him. That's it. You can't look, well, we'll never get anyone like him. That's the whole point. There's no, listen, do you guys understand what Tyson Fury says? What does he say? What's his slogan? There's only one Tyson Fury. That's Tyson Fury. And he knows it. It's up to someone else with their own gifts, their own abilities to beat that guy. If you can't beat that guy, okay, eat crow. And you know where to go. Bars. Kurt, enough love. Hope you're good. Man, I'm great. I am great. I had a good nap, ate some chicken, chilled out, did some counseling to a friend of mine. Everything's fine. Bars. Wilder don't want to face Andy Ruiz. No, I mean, that's true. He doesn't want to fight Andy Ruiz. But it's not because I don't think he wants to, like, he can't beat him. Look, Wilder has high expectations because you have to understand Wilder is or was the WBC champ from 2015 to 2020. For 5 years, had 10 defenses. And one thing you have to understand about Wilder was always egotistical. He always had a high perception of himself, high confidence level. Nothing really wrong with that. That's how you're supposed to be as a heavyweight. I think he had too much of it for turning out all that damn money. That's my opinion. However, someone like Andy Ruiz fighting him now, what does Andy Ruiz have to really offer him? Nothing. He beat a guy that was once upon a time his rival, which is still kind of his rival, but he was more a rival when he beat him. That's why he kissed and adored and admired the fucking Andy Ruiz guy. That's why he liked him. You my boy now. We on the same team. He said that because he was happy as fuck because Andy Ruiz beat a guy that he didn't fight. That was you could tell animosity. Wilder has true animosity to Anthony Joshua. Because if anybody wanted to fight someone as bad as he claimed, then he sees someone else beat him, you should be upset because you wanted to be that guy that took that glory. But he didn't do that. So no, he did not, bro. I repeat, he did not like Anthony Joshua. But Andy Ruiz had something that he wanted. Okay? Andy Ruiz had the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO. All of a sudden, now I want to be one face, one champion, one name. That's facts. Now they were talking about getting a big, huge fight together between those two. Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder for total unification. Al Heyman had both fighters. Everything was good. Right? You know? And it didn't happen because they were bound by contract, but still. Okay? That's why. But now, there's no reason for that because Andy Ruiz is not a champion. He's a former champion, just like Wilder is. Wilder is looking for that big fight. That's why you think, I want Joshua for the money because I missed out the first time. I was wrong. My bad. I fucked up. But now I want to make an amends. I want to fight Joshua now. Don't care how many times he lost. He's still a money man. He still has that money, and I want some of that damn DAZN money or whatever type of money. He wants that now. Or he wants an opportunity to fight Usyk. Right? For the straps. Because Usyk is the unified champion. That's it. Andy doesn't have anything he wants. He does not. Fury is fake. Sean Watts, why are we hating on Fury? What did Fury do to you, man? What did he do? I know Fury had lost 3 times. Okay. Yes, he wears down opponents and takes the Steve Cunningham fight, for example. Well, I mean, he did that. I mean, but understand. In the Steve Cunningham fight, he was able to hit Steve Cunningham. So it was more than just him wearing Steve down. If he wore him down with anything, he wore him down with punch him in the fucking face. He was able to punch him in the face. I mean, he was catching Steve, bro, with solid shots. Now, that shot that dropped Steve was bullshit. You know what I mean? But those other punches weren't. He was able to catch Steve. Okay? Usyk goes your backyard. Win, lose, draw, legacy. Fury is a good fighter, but he's only fought 2 champions or former champions. Derek Chisora was never a champion. Dillian White was an interim champion, but wasn't really a champion. You might say he was, but he was interim. That really doesn't count. You know what I mean? It's like, Wilder, Vladimir. Yep. That's true. Bro, Fury won all the belts. Fury won all the belts. Yes, he did. Did he defend all the belts? No, he didn't. Okay. Wilder ain't beat no one good. I think Luis Ortiz was very good. I just think Luis Ortiz had a bad reputation because people knew he was old. You want to hear the truth about Luis Ortiz? The sad-ass story of Luis Ortiz is that Luis Ortiz was a lot older than people thought he was, but he was still beating everybody up until Deontay Wilder. He's been beaten twice, well, 3 times now. He's been beaten twice by Wilder, and he's been beaten by Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz and Wilder are a lot younger than him. If he would have fought those guys when he probably could have, or when his heyday, or him just not getting too butt crack fucking old, I think he would have beat him. I would have give Luis Ortiz a good shot against Anthony Joshua. Why? Because the counterpunching ability that Ortiz has would have been very dangerous for someone like Anthony Joshua. Now, I am not a biased person. Okay, I call shit how I see it. If you look at anything that affects Joshua, is what? Counterpunches and southpaws. Who did he just get beat by? He just got beat by a southpaw 2 times, right? Somebody like Luis Ortiz, I think would have been a good fight. It would have been a very good fight. I probably would have edged Joshua just for him being younger and fresher based on the time frame. I'm not making up any imaginary time frame. I'm not doing that. Fuck all that. Because they are still fighting to this day, right? Okay, both 3 losses. However, Joshua, the best time or the best chance I would have gave Luis Ortiz was probably in 2018 or 19. You know what I mean? If they would have fought in 19, you don't know what would have happened. It would have been terrible for Joshua. Why? Because Joshua would have been beaten by a guy that's 39, 40 years old that got beat by Wilder because Wilder beat him in 18, unless he fought him before Wilder. Which Ortiz said that Joshua ducked him, which is not the truth. Here's the thing. The winner supposed to, on the WBA side, was supposed to fight Luis Ortiz, right? If Vladimir would have beat Joshua, he was supposed to fight Luis Ortiz. If Joshua would have beat him, same thing. Okay, what happened is, another order from the IBF came in of Pulev. Pulev was ordered to fight Anthony Joshua that superseded the WBA. These are facts. So everybody's saying that Joshua ducked Luis Ortiz is flawed because he had to do, you have a certain level of command. What do they call that shit when, because I haven't worked a job in a while, but levels of command, right? Well, those sanctioning bodies, the IBF came first. Then I think the WBA and then the WBO. That's how it went, right? Because he fought, he's supposed to fight Kubrat Pulev on the IBF side. The WBA was Povetkin, which he defended in 18. Then came the WBO finally with Kubrat Pulev, but that didn't come because he lost those belts and he had a contractual agreement to fight Ruiz again. And he got those belts from Ruiz. So since he got those belts from Ruiz again, now he had to continue his regularly scheduled programming, right? And what was that? To fight Pulev for the IBF side. That's how that went. But just clearing that up, okay, educating you guys. So if Ortiz had the best chance for Ortiz to be a challenge for Joshua, I say, in my mind, beating him. I think at those times. And I think he probably would have beat Joshua. He had a good chance. His legs weren't all fucked up. He wasn't all stiff like he was in the Charles Martin fight. And that last fight he had, poor bastard, he fought Andy Ruiz. And Andy Ruiz knew that. Andy Ruiz didn't want to go nowhere near Ortiz at any time, except for last year. Right? Usyk is game, no BS. SK Shots, fighting as champion against another champion is the highest level. Fury hasn't done that yet. Oh, well, you know what? He actually hasn't. He hasn't. You're right. Absolutely right. Everyone fights the fight Usyk wants. Not gonna happen versus Fury. Yes, sir, Kurt. You're right. I don't know about what. Usyk beats Tyson, easy work. I don't think it's easy work, though. I mean, if that was just easy work, no. What I would call easy work, Keith Thurman versus Amir Khan back in the day. You better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. I'll beat that boy. I'll beat that boy. I'm not saying Usyk should be like Wilder, but I think he should do what he done at cruiserweight, where he goes a few rounds and then gets them late. Well, you have to understand something too. You can't expect a fighter to be like another fighter. And I think that's what fucked over Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua would have done a better job at just being himself. He listened to guys like Tyson Fury. He admitted it. Because Tyson started talking shit about him not being a boxer. So he thought in his mind, I'm going to try to show up Usyk by trying to outbox him. You fucking idiot. Listening to Tyson Fury. You don't listen to your fucking,
I bet you can't outbox him, AJ.
Always show him. Right? If Chisora can cut off the ring on Usyk and give him problems, then Fury will be able to in his long-legged strides. You say Kurt on fire, Double D. Man, I am on fire today. I don't know what it is, bro. I woke up fresh, sharp. I needed to rest. I think the REM sleep I needed, it was a great REM sleep. And I woke up like 3 minutes before the live. You know what I mean? So I'm like fresh, bro. I'm just like, this is coming off the dome. But to be fair, whenever I first wake up, I have all these thoughts and I have all these, ideas. And I think this is the representation of the result of you guys seeing me just wake up. I'm fresh, like, I still got, no, I don't think I got any boogers in my eyes or whatever. I didn't like wash my face and shit. I go, oh, hello, this is Kurt Field. Yeah. Hey, Karma Serene. Karma says, I'm 5'1". What? I don't question AJ's fire, but I do question his heart. Daryl Alexander, I question his desire now, but then, like, what we've seen about with him and Vladimir, you wonder, is that dude still there? Like, is that the same motherfucker, or is that dude just gone? Is he just got to a point where, I thought I was going to go to jail, so I wanted to keep people off my ass because I don't like getting hard piped in jail. So I don't have to really know this, and I've created myself as a model citizen. I met the queen. I'm a millionaire. I have whatever preference of whatever I like to be and hook up with, right? I don't need to do anything else. I've got the belts that I got by hard work and dedication. I lost them. I got them back. I lost them again. I tried to get them back, but then I'm like, well, I haven't fought the guys that I wanted to fight for the last 5 years anyway, so what's the fucking point? So, I don't know if that dude's still there. We'll just have to see. But I don't know. That's the question. Is that dude from the Klitschko days still here? So I want to think that, hey, yeah, he's just more experienced. He's just more careful. He's just more, he's smarter, But we didn't really see that against the trickster, like a slickster, a very keen game, talented, Kaylee's boxing fucking guy like Usyk. We didn't see that against that. We didn't see him like, motherfucker, where you at? Where you at, bitch? You know what I mean? Where you at? Come on. We didn't see that fire. We didn't see none of that. We've seen that's what we seen. We didn't see aggression. We didn't see that guy that was trying to teach Oleksandr Usyk a lesson. Bars. We didn't see that. We seen a guy that's still trying to balance himself based on some type of fucking structure that he created and only he knows about. And obviously it wasn't what people saw, because it's like, okay, Usyk was able to do what he did and then more. Acknowledge it. Tyson, the destruction of Wilder, Bum Squad, Nation, Glove, Gates, destroy Wilder 3. Fury made a good statement. Michael Hernandez, he did. You have to admit, Tyson Fury, you have to give Tyson Fury credit. Because Tyson Fury did address what someone was pissing and moaning and complaining and arguing and protesting about behind closed doors on and using platforms like all those LDBC channels, channels that wasn't even fucking boxing channels, and all these other pro-black channels using this shit as though, hey, I was done wrong. I'm a black man. I'm getting tired of being black. Look what they did to George Floyd. George Floyd, bitch, you wouldn't kill. What? So, like, then he gets in front of Tyson Fury and don't say dick. And Tyson came out.
If you think I cheated, then why do you have to change all these people? You fired Mark Breland. I should have picked him up. I should have done that, you fucking bum. Why, if you think I cheated, well, why change everything? If I cheated, you bum, why don't you do something about it?
That type of shit. Look, dude, I'm telling you. I remember, like, I get goosebumps because I'm like, yeah! Why didn't you, motherfucker? Yeah! And see, that's what it was about. It was about like a reckoning because shit went so long. And don't get me wrong, like it was nothing to do in 2020 because it really wasn't any fights. People were scared to fight. Dylan White got knocked the fuck out by Povetkin. That was like the biggest, like the other biggest fight that could possibly happen besides Pulev and Anthony Joshua. But that was like later on, right? It's like, I think December. So it was like, we didn't have anything to talk about. So every fucking day, people were locked in their houses and what people were doing. Shout out to fucking Aki. This motherfucker went from 5,000 subscribers, and this motherfucker damn near got 200,000. If you know, you know. Listen. Guys. Tyson Fury. We got a mountain of evidence that he is cheating. Martin Carefoot has came forth and told everybody the real truth behind Tyson Fury and his cheating antics back in 2015. 2015? Dude, it was hilarious. But I mean, I can't hate on him because it's almost like, I commended those guys because I know, like, you motherfuckers don't have nothing to do. Neither do I. So if you're going to talk a bunch of bullshit, I'm going to talk a lot of anti-bullshit. And that's exactly what I did. Until they got mad and tried to shut my shit down. That was fucked up, but... Them motherfuckers came at my ass. Him, Boxing Ego, Dante's Boxing Nation, all of them. You taking... Motherfucker told me I was taking money out of their pocket. Like, really? But listen, saying all that shit came from Deontay Wilder. And he didn't even want to address that shit. He didn't even want to address it. You know, he just sit there like this. Hold on. Let me show you how it was. Hey, this was Deontay Wilder. That was him. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Are you motherfuckers outside? What you got them shades on for? You know what I mean? And it just it was almost like, dude, are you scared of Tyson Fury or what? You know? Deontay Wilder, I think, was mad because he lost on Black History Month to a white boxer. Well, that's his fault. That's his fault. I mean, nobody told him to do that. He the one came on that shit. Reb Gene, GE, you love the impressions, donate. Appreciate and donate. But see, listen. Seriously, guys, seriously. Wilder, I remember that shit. We gonna make Tyson Fury, a Black History lesson. You setting yourself up for that shit. Lady Shan Dan Den season. Wilder is a coward for those lies. I'm still waiting. Wait, here you go. I'm still waiting Mark Breland public apology. He don't give Mark Breland an apology. He can't stand Mark Breland. Give it up for Lady Shan, people. She got her channel over there, Lady Shan. She has all those. She just took over where Pro D's, God Bless the Dead, has left off. She gets the interviews. She has a lot of interviews over there. Go check her channel out. But yeah, she was on fire. Tyson Fury didn't cheat. You fucking liars. They're all liars, Cutty. They're all fucking liars. If Fury beats Usyk, he will retire as the greatest heavyweight champion of all time, undefeated, undisputed. Yeah, that's big. Because see, Lennox Lewis was undisputed. The motherfucker wasn't undefeated. So that would be big. Man, Tyson Fury's nuts would get this big, wouldn't it? Like cassava melons.
Look at my nuts, boy. They get bigger every day. I'm the best. What can I say? I'm better than AJ. Bars.
We were going to at the LDBC at like nothing those days. Yeah, they went at my ass back. And then to come to find out, they weren't even at, none of those guys were LDBC channels. None of them. Dante came out last year and waged war on the LDBC. Guys, I'm letting you know, I am not LDBC. Those guys are taking my brand. Let's be honest for a second. Please let not be hating on Wilder. I'm not hating on Wilder at all. I just didn't like Quan Big Guns, that he set his ass there. I said, motherfucker, did you do some cocaine before you fucking popped your ass in that seat? You pop a fucking X pill? Did you fucking do that? Like, what's wrong with you? What happened to this day? To this day, what happened to that motherfucker? You should have been like, yeah, I'm gonna be on your ass this time. I know you cheated me, Tyson. I would have respected that because I'm like, yo, get this motherfucker. You've been away from this guy from damn near 2 years. From February 2020, you didn't see him again. February comes back around. Then February to what? When was that press conference? July? So a year and a half. He took some lean. He took something. Fury has a lot to do before he is compared to Lennox Lewis. I can respect that. Even if Fury beats Usyk, he'll still need more names on his record to be the GOAT. Well, I don't think that really matters because according to Tyson Fury, he needs fighting as his remedy for mental health issues. So I don't see him, I don't really see him doing anything of the sort. I don't see him retiring, so he should be able to do and fulfill everything that he needs to fulfill based on what he needs. And he needs boxing. He needs to stay fighting. So I don't think if he beats Usyk, okay, I'm like Van Damme, keep going, please, trust me, keep going. Didn't they kick Fanon out of the LDBC? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what happens in the inner circle of the LDBC. And then had nothing to say because all of his minions did the talking for him, gets to the presser and then has nothing to say. Coward because he knew he was a liar and he knew he was going to get his behind beat. Now I don't know about that. I think the egotisticalness, the based on the first fight, I think Wilder thought that he was cheated. I mean, he's still talking that shit. I'm like, because if that was the case, why isn't he a believer now? He's still saying that Wilder's a cheater. He a cheater. He cheated me. Van Damme beat Seagal. Yeah, I don't know if he beat Seagal, but I'm a Van Damme fan over a Seagal fan. I used to like Seagal. Then I think to myself, like, motherfucker, nobody, you got a grappling style. You're a Hapkido in judo. And nobody is able to beat you up 5 motherfuckers. There's no fucking way you don't get beat up. Nobody gets you on the floor. Nobody gets you, like, dude, please. That fucking knee kick you throw? No, bro. No. Van Damme gets beat up. This is what happens to Van Damme. He fights. He kicks some ass. The big man gets notified. He gets his ass beat. He then has sex and slams a chick. Then he comes back and beats the last guy at the end. But he still takes a beating. So it's kind of realistic. So you see him get hammered and beat up. Seagal is just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's over. I'm taking you out. Wilder still talks rubbish because people listen to him over there. Yeah. Wilder didn't want to answer questions about Fury and Glovegate. Yeah, that was stupid. And you know what that bullshit was? The excuse was, here's the excuse. The excuse was because they were on the investigation, because it was some legal shit happening. Where's the fucking legal case still? I mean, they said that shit, not me. But anyway, let's get back to Usyk and I don't want to talk about that shit that happened 2 years ago. Damn near 3 now. Jack Obleese. Seagal's new movie, Enter the Buffet. Yeah, that motherfucker can eat. He got a fat ass gut, damn toupee. Corey Bradley. Stallone said Seagal wouldn't go outside to fight Van Damme in his house. I did hear an altercation of Van Damme, like, you know, Van Damme more like it was coked up. You know what I mean? And Seagal said something fucking smart, and Van Damme went on a fucking coke rage on his ass. But he didn't want to fight. He didn't. Yeah, I remember that. I remember him saying that. I remember Stallone saying they were at his house, and, you know, Van Damme was probably coming out the bathroom and shit, powdering his nose and shit, you know what I mean? And he said something fresh and shit, and, you know, Van Damme was fucking want to fuck him up. I don't know how that would have happened, but no. None of those fucking guys will fuck with Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White will kick his ass, Stallone's ass, Seagal's ass. You know what I mean? They're like, no, bro. So, yeah, I think that, like, a lot of those guys are just movie stars at the end of the day. But speaking about the main topic, it's Usyk versus Lennox Lewis. Big up England. Big up. Listen, Lennox Lewis versus Oleksandr Usyk. Prime for prime. Let's say Usyk is in his prime now. Lennox Lewis was probably in his prime, 2000? St. Don, Lennox Lewis all day. Lennox Lewis is a guy that's engaging. And I think that, I don't see, okay, that's not Wilder. Fury's still more like a hybrid. He's not like everybody. He's a destroyer. He beat Wilder. Look, let's forget about Wilder. Let's talk about, like, he's more of a dancer, boxer, okay? No, he didn't cycle crush him. Lewis was more engaging. Lewis was more engaging in his fights. I think Lennox Lewis would have really fought Oleksandr Usyk, especially when he found out that this guy is trickier than he's better with his boxing ability than I am. And I think when Lennox Lewis figures that out, because it's not going to take long, he's going to then start to attack Oleksandr Usyk. Now, when I mean attack him, he's going to really start attacking him. And he's going to start attacking him with the jab. But now here's the thing, though, with Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis were very systematic. You know? He threw beautiful combinations. He threw fast combinations. I remember when Lennox Lewis, and I hated Lennox, bro. Let me understand. I did not like Lennox Lewis. I did not. And every time this motherfucker won, dude, I was like, motherfucker. Because he beat Tua. He beat Mike Tyson. He beat Holyfield. And those were like my guys. Especially Tyson and Tua. They were my fucking guys. Holyfield was okay. But like my guys were fucking Tyson. I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot. And David Tua. Love them dudes, man. He beat the shit out of them. And he fucking played with Tua. That was sad. He's like, at like 8th, 9th round of that fight, he just started. I'm like, dude, Tua, stop. Let him do that to you. You know what I mean? And he really didn't have to. Look, like Lennox fought the most perfect fight against a guy like Tua. I feel you, Kurt. I feel the same way against Lennox Lewis. I couldn't stand that motherfucker. I couldn't like him like Mike Tyson couldn't stand Floyd Mayweather. Mike said, I used to hate that motherfucker. He told 50 Cent there, he's like, 50 Cent scared the fuck out of me. I thought I had to fight this man. You know what I mean? Tua didn't do anything to Lewis. It was a one-sided fight. Blame Walker. It sure the fuck was. And it made me cringe. It made me so mad. I remember, like, my ex is from the islands. Like, from over there on that side of the world. And we were all making island food and shit. I had a lot of beer and shit like that. And I'm about to say, man, Tua about to do it, baby. Tua, baby. Shit. Tua went in there and came in there all fat. He came in there the same size as like the same weight as Lennox Lewis. You know what I mean? He came in like 253. Lennox came in at like 252, 253. But Lennox Lewis is 6'4", 6'5", right? Tua's 5'9". You big tub-built bitch. What the fuck are you doing? What, do you eat a ham before you get in there? He got in there just... And every time like Lennox hit him, he smiled like, bitch, stop smiling and punch. Punch, you faggot. I was mad, bro. I was mad after that fight. We got in a big argument. Fuck you too, motherfucker. You know? We all just drunk and shit, got drunk, wasted. You know what I mean? I was fucking disappointed. But Lennox Lewis did his thing. You watch that fight. I don't like watching that shit. Now I could probably watch it. I didn't watch Tyson and Lewis. I watched it 2 or 3 times. And you ever seen a fight and you know the outcome, but you watch it again expecting a different one? Like, damn, what? Tyson, get him. No. Fuck Tyson. The only thing Tyson did to Lennox Lewis was bite him. Holmes lived in Ali's shadow. Yeah, he really did. Lennox Lewis would have KO'd Tommy Morrison. Yeah, I think so. He couldn't have fucked with Lennox Lewis. No. A lot of people couldn't. Akabari Bucci would beat all the heavyweights of the day. I think so. He would have gave everybody problems. You know, he was going to make a comeback, honestly, but we don't know. We have no idea. You know, but yeah, Lennox Lewis fighting Usyk though. Usyk would have to find a way to not getting attacked. I mean, he would have to fight Lennox. And again, there's not heavyweights like Lennox. The only chance I give Usyk is that he's able to nullify the jab of Usyk like he was Joshua. Joshua wasn't able to jab Usyk like he normally jabbed other people, because what Usyk would do, Usyk would feint, okay? He would feint, he would weave, and he would either hit you with that left Or he would weave to the right and come over the jab of Joshua. If you look at Usyk would jab. Then you notice when he would do this, so like lean, because he's looking and then he's expecting a punch. And then if you shoot that shot at him when he's leaning, he's going to immediately go back the other direction and counter you. That's what Usyk did, and it fucked Joshua up. So I hate to compare them two, but like they're two big guys that have pretty deep, but Joshua has decent boxing fundamentals. But Lennox Lewis, he was with the jab. He was with the jab. And like, it's either, this is the thing. If Lennox is able to establish the jab, Oleksandr Usyk is mincemeat. Because he's going to box his fucking face off because he's taller and he's going to use his size. King Mike Hall in the building. What's up, brother? Counter punch to you. Lennox Lewis did beat Tommy Morrison via KO in the 6th round. Bars. Joshua did mark Usyk up. Imagine Lewis jabbing Usyk's face off. Imagine. But that's if he could do that. See, because Lennox tells you, listen, people, Lennox told you exactly who he was. He was like this. He was like, if he gets past my jab, then he has to get past my right hand. If he gets past my right hand, then he has to get past my left hook and my uppercut. Right? Belly, where are you? Belly. How are you? Belly. Greatest storyteller ever told. Usyk has to learn some fucking English lessons, though. He talks like like a straight belly. Morrison's son fighting. Yeah, he is fighting. I've seen him fight before. Big bastard, too. If Lennox can work the body early, Usyk's in trouble. I don't think, I would say shoot that right, but then shooting a right to a southpaw's body, you put yourself in harm's way of getting caught with that straight left. Yeah, he needs to learn English now. I got lost in translation. He did actually say, Bellin, where are you? I don't think he said Bellin. He sounds like a baby Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Tyson, now. Fight me now. Fight me now. Tyson, come here. Fight me. Usyk and R1 technical. British humor, Kurt. That's got lost too. Gotcha. Okay. Haha. But I think that's what it comes down to. But finishing, here's the thing about Lennox. If Lennox hurt Usyk's done. Usyk's fucking done, bro. He's done. He's done, then he's done again. Because like Lewis is not gonna play with you. He's gonna hurt you. He buckled Usyk like that, he's gonna fucking come take your head off. And like Lennox Lewis's uppercuts are fierce. Everybody talk about Joshua's uppercut. You motherfuckers forgot about Lennox Lewis's uppercut? That motherfucker, he's a combination of Ali and Fury. Phoenix Lewis will hit you, bow, and then lean on you. He'll help you. Bow, let me help you, mate. Get down. I hit him with the right hand and then a floating rib shot. James Toney went 44-0. Yeah, until he met with y'all must have forgot Roy Jones, baby. Holyfield versus Usyk is the fight I'd have liked to see. Yeah, I don't know, because see, here's the thing about Holyfield. Holyfield was good at fighting bigger guys. I'm not sure about like guys his size. He beat up guys smaller than him. You look what he did to Tyson. That would have been a good fight though, because see, Holyfield likes to get inside, bro. That would more be like the equivalent of someone like Beterbiev. Beterbiev was successful with Oleksandr Usyk because he knew, fight this motherfucker on the inside. Don't let him sit outside and come in and come out and all that shit. You take that shit to him. Holyfield beat up all the cruisers. Do you think Usyk Lewis is jealous of AJ. I think Lennox Lewis was embarrassed, or I think he's bitter that AJ didn't want to sign with him. I think he always thinks that, and I think Lennox Lewis felt that AJ thought he was fucking better than people. You know, like, oh, you think you better than me? Because, you know, it was a time where it was rumored where AJ beat Klitschko and Lewis went to congratulate him and he wouldn't let Lennox in the breaking room. And they said Lennox Lewis was crying or some shit like that, you know. Yeah. So, I'm not sure. But then if you look back at after Anthony Joshua beat Vladimir Klitschko, he did shout out like, "All the greats are here: Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield." You know, he did like give them a shout out. So I don't believe that shit, honestly. So I don't know. But I think it all started from he rejected Lennox Lewis, and like he, you know, he had a choice to go with Lennox Lewis or Eddie Hearn, and he decided to go with Eddie Hearn. Calling Effie tonight. Jacko Blease, man, I'm gonna try if I can get the feed, bro. I as of right now, I know. But I think to wrap this up, guys, I think Lennox Lewis gets him with the jab if he can establish it. If he can't, and Usyk has an answer for the jab, he will beat Lennox Lewis. He will swell him up and beat him at his game, because Lennox is systematic. It's jab, right, left hook, uppercut, uppercut. You know what I mean? That he's very systematic. You know what I mean? So he's a good jabber. And I think at times he will give Usyk problems by popping him in the fucking face with that jab. You know what I mean? But that type of like aggression could go for Lennox or against Lennox. Why does Ellerby hate Eddie so much? Because he's not a bigger promoter than Eddie. That's why. That's simple. Hey, mate, just got home from work and my wife is in a mood, so I will listen to you. Mark, hey, man, I think you need to go back and listen to this fun-filled live stream because I'm about to jump off of here. I have things to do. Got to go to work. So, man, I thank all you guys for coming on to stick around. Glad I shared this with you. Awesome energy, awesome focus. God bless you guys. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.